Hello, my lovely people. Just got back from shopping, hence the bags in there. So as I was like unloading my TJ Maxx bags, I watched Blaire White's video because I love me some Blaire White, and I don't agree with everything she has to say. Like I'm not like a dick rider. That was not meant to be offensive. Anyway, that's the point. But I like Blaire White. I like the fact that she's blunt and honest, and even though it goes against like what most people in her community think, she doesn't have that mob mentality that a lot of people in the LGBTQ community seem to have. Like, I don't fit into this community, it seems, because I don't believe every single thing every other non-straight person believes, it seems. So that's why I always liked her. So she went to, if you don't know already, she went to Hollywood and wore a Trump hat. I am not a Trump supporter. I think Trump is one of the stupidest people ever. Even during the election, though, I was never attacking people for liking Trump. Like, I was just like, okay, agree, disagree. And she got assaulted for wearing a Trump hat by a male feminist. Like, let that sink in for a second. Like, let that just swish through the brain for a second. A trans woman got attacked by a male feminist. Doesn't that sort of go against everything feminism is supposed to stand for? And that's why, like, I can't call myself a feminist. I believe 100% in equal rights for women. Like, of course I do. I'm a fucking woman, and it'd be really horrible if I didn't. But to call myself a feminist would be allowing myself to be, like, linked together with people who have this mentality that if you don't think like us, you're the enemy. If you don't have exact thoughts that we do, you are wrong. And it's like, no, that's not how life works. We're all supposed to have different opinions, but we can talk about them and chat about our different opinions, not attack people. So basically, she went to, like, what was considered, like, the gay district in like, West Hollywood, which is where, a lot of gay clubs are and stuff. And she got some, like, her and her boyfriend both wore these hats. And her boyfriend and her both got some, like, weird stares and stuff, but nothing, like, a lot of people are really cool and, like, accepting because the gay community tends to be rather accepting, usually. And then she went to Hollywood Walk or whatever, which I guess is where like everybody goes and hangs out when you go into Hollywood. And there happened to be a Trump protest, which they had no idea about. I'm sure there's lots of Trump protests. Like, a lot of people don't like Trump, And she doesn't even like Trump. It was just more or less to like be stupid and silly. Like she said if she went to Alabama, she would wear a fucking Hillary hat and see what happens. It was just to fuck around and be silly. It was just a silly little prank or like gag, if you will. Like, it wasn't meant to like this to happen, So she goes to Hollywood Walk or whatever, where they're having the Trump protest, and they weren't like antagonizing over, being like, "Fuck you guys, you're wrong." They were just standing there, and as they're standing there, someone grabs the hat off of Joey's head, which is her boyfriend, and throws it. So of course, Blaire, being the badass bitch she is, ran into the crowd to grab that fucking hat, and as she's grabbing the hat, this guy comes up to her and starts stomping on her hand and the hat. So literally ripped off her, not just her fake nail, her regular nail. Like, and that, I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but that really fucking hurts. But okay. She sort of got over that. She was like, that's horrible, but okay. So throughout the night, they're still, videotaping this vlog, because that's all it was. It's a stupid vlog, just silly things to do in fucking Hollywood, just, kind of ways to like sort of poke bears and fuck with people, I mean, yeah, she might have poked a bear, but it doesn't mean like she deserved anything that happened to her. So anyway, so at the end of the video, she is actually filming her outro, because she's actually talking to Joey, who's like being the camera person, like, okay, I'm going to talk with this, and I just want you to do this, try to give you directions. And you see this, I'm assuming a guy walk by in a flannel and throw fucking something in her face, some kind of liquid all over her face, her body, and she had no idea what it was. To the fact that she couldn't open her eyes were burning, she literally could not open her fucking eyes, had no idea what this person threw on her. I mean, it could have been fucking anything. I mean, we've heard of people getting acid and shit thrown on them. Like, is this the world we're supposed to live in now? Like, I thought, like, and I'm gonna have to, like, jump people into categories here. Like, most, of course, most people who aren't Trump supporters tend to be liberals. I consider myself a very liberal person until the past few years, where I'm just like, I don't fit into I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat, I ain't never anywhere. Like, no, I just know I don't like Trump. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm not a fan of this dude, but that doesn't, no, I don't fit into any of these things. So if he's supposed to be, okay, let's start first with the male feminist. Okay, you consider yourself feminist to where you like, all about equal rights, but, and the making sure that women are put as equal as men, but you attack a woman. So does that mean you secretly hate women? Are you one of those like male feminists or just a feminist so you can like get more pussy? Is that like where your shtick? Because I mean, he was a funky look. I mean, possibly. I'm not gonna get in his looks. That was very rude. And then the other person, like, she had a hat on. Like, she had a guy. It wasn't making Trump like stay. Like, he wasn't like almost out of office, and because she wore that hat, all of a sudden he's gonna stay. Like, no, like, what about, like, freedom of speech and shit? Like, what about just accepting others for their differences? Like, I don't like Trump, but I have friends who voted for Trump. And I was like, okay, You have that right to vote for whoever the fuck you want. I mean, everybody pretty much hates Trump. Like, it makes no sense, and it makes me super sad for, like, the world. Like, it breaks my heart. And of course it makes me sad because I love Blaire, so I'm just like, bitches, like, vengeance. But of course I don't really mean that. It's just really pathetic. Bye, guys.